So this B5, okay, you can see that he's going immediately to repair, and that's a very smart move. So he's going to be able, if he can get that repair in. Oh yes, so the Borg are going to find that this repair is going to end up costing them a couple of ships, and he will be continuously able to repair over and over again, providing firepower. He needs to take out that one skew, but Mort is going to very, very intelligently micro that away, move that out of there. So you can see that the Borg are trying very hard to take out some of this construction and stuff. These, however, his fleet is very low on health. He needs to micro that away. So you can see here, down here, that the S5s are going for the assimilation matrix. That's a little bit of a odd. I would not have expected that. That's going to be a very damaging. So here we can see that the Borg microing away their very injured scout cubes, all of them down. So you can see here that NuclearDude is very intelligently going to repair this B5, and that's going to be the Borg's undoing, is they're not going to be able to get within range of this construction yard without getting in range of this star base. They're going to try to take out this construction yard. The question is, who can do the most damage? So this B5 needs to take out one of these cubes. So this is actually going to, there's not a lot of firepower in the Dominion base. At the same time, there's practically no firepower in the Borg base either. But these B5s are going to run through the star base. They're not going to get any kills, and that is really going to hurt them. The fact that they're not getting any kills. So you can see here that NuclearDude is deconstructing his large construction yard. He actually has sufficient numbers of B5s that actually doesn't need the construction yard, but he needed to get the. He really needed to get the. He needs to take out some of these ships. So he's gonna go repair, and you can see that this. Sphere is basically taking that star base, providing a lot of extra. So you can see that the scout cubes are all within maybe 10, 12%, and really this is if NuclearDude can start taking out some of this fleet, that is actually going to provide a lot of benefit. Here's the scout cube is getting down to 0%. So there's finally a scout cube taken out. So a little bit of DPS taken out. You see the Borg are concentrating on this construction yard, not allowing this, hoping to not allow this B5 to get any sort of hits on it. So the sphere will end up finding itself all by itself. So at this point, the Borg are reinforcing with those two cubes that were floating around. Now, at this point, you can't really tell. Okay, so he needs to repair this one last time, hop in, recharge shields. You can see what he's doing. It's a very smart move by NuclearDude here. Borg are almost all in here, but you can see that the Borg have also still got a little bit of resources going on down here that are getting attacked. Okay, so at this point, this B5 needs to get out of dodge or go find this green nebula down here, and it looks like that's what it's going to do. So the Borg, wow, losing a lot of ships. So this B5 making a run for the green nebula. This is actually going to help them a lot. The sphere is not going to be able to chase too much because it's so slow, and this B5 very smartly moving into the green nebula is going to be able to recharge its shields, and that is actually going to give the Borg a little bit of advantage here. The Borg are trying to field another sphere. That's a little bit scary. Okay, so this B5 is running off. Looks like he's gotten out of sensor range. Now you can see that the B5s down here are taking out the resource assimilators. And if I were the Borg, you would expect to see that rogue lone B5 would have gone and met up, and it looks like that's what he's trying to do, is chase him down. There's actually a little bit of a... So these B5s getting experience, and oddly enough, it is not going for this other resource assimilator. Okay, so we see that he is running across this Borg fleet, and these B5s should probably engage here, as well as bring in the other B5. It's a little bit, so he's sitting up here, it's fully recharged. These B5s have enough firepower that they can micro, and they can probably actually take on this fleet. Except for this prototype. This prototype probably needs to get out of there. So the Borg are trying to take on this fleet here. It's a little bit of a risky move by the Borg. They've lost pretty much all of their scout cubes, but they have done a good job of hanging on to the expansion. So we now have the B5 fleet. So all 6 of these B5s is the maximum that the Dominion can do. So it's a little bit of a standoff. I'm actually going to give, at the moment, NuclearDude probably has the greater standing force here, but he's a little bit of a disadvantage because he has nothing to produce ships. So as long as he can maintain these ships, keep them microed well, keep them repaired, the Dominion has a potential to win here. He just needs to take advantage of it. So Mort trying very hard to get back into some mining. You can see here that he is not optimally mining at his main base, and he is trying to catch up. He's actually down on the resource. You saw that this resource assimilator itself was paused to be built. So now we see that the B5s are coming in. They've actually taken out a scout cube, and this is so they're looking like they're trying to take out this sphere, and this is going to be a big hit against the Borg if he doesn't run. You can see how fast the fighters are cutting into this sphere, and the sphere is actually out of energy. So NuclearDude peeling away that B5 very intelligently. So he's now down to, wow, it looks like this sphere is going down. So it's down to 30%. These B5s have the range, so this sphere is going to try to get to the nebula. If it can get to the nebula, it's going to be a lot safer, do a lot more damage to the sphere. Oh, okay, so these guys are going to pile into, and they've got the sphere. Okay, so Mort is in a little bit of trouble. So the B5s have actually taken out a good chunk of the Borg's fleet. So the Borg fleet is now consist of waiting on the sphere. So we got a couple scout cubes wandering around. So the Borg still being able to do some resourcing here. At this point, you see that this one B5 has actually managed to almost level up. This is going to be interesting. Question is, what is going to end up happening here? So you can see that Boggs has quit, and that's just one of the observers. So we can see a sphere waiting to be built. Mort still managing to resource. So, and we can see here that NuclearDude is waiting, trying to set up his mining. You can see a couple ships going out. However, at this point, I think that NuclearDude needs to take his fleet, like what he is doing, and just press his offensive advantage. So he's going to be able to take out this expansion here. And really needs to do a little bit more of that. Mort, a little bit in a bind here. He's got resourcing going on, but the Borg are so expensive that he's got a sphere that needs to be built, and that sphere is not going to have the offensive power to take out this fleet of B5s. So now, oh, I don't know what NuclearDude. Okay, good. NuclearDude is now going to move in on the Borg base. You can see that NuclearDude is still trying to do a little bit of resource constructing, whereas the you can see that Mort has probably run out of supplies and is now needing to buy the incubation center, and that is going to put him back because that's going to take a little while to actually take effect. Red-Eyed Raven having quit